handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. The Bengals had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Now it's Burrow. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And Chase going to pick up a Bengals first down as he'll get this down to the 36. Now Burrow going to change things up. Inside the 20, down to the 17. That good for 19 and a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
On one, ready?
Again, it's Mixon. And just shutting him off there. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line. Mixon is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
11 MT, 11 MT.
They'll send one of those 2 tight ends in motion. Here's a run with Mixon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked him back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
Mighty, 11 mighty.
Third and goal, Burrow. And he's got it. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal.
11 Thomas.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow, escaping the pressure right. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. They try to throw on 4th and goal from the 2. And on the opening drive of the ball game, the defense comes up with a goal line stand. They started on the ground with Eckler. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They were just trying to get their offense a little more room down near their own goal line, but this is just going to make things worse.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Jackson back into his end zone. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Less than a minute to go here in a scoreless first quarter to this point. They'll throw on first down with Jackson.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Another try for Mixon. And he's in. Touchdown, Bengals.
Joe Mixon.
His first touchdown of the new season.
And the Bengals take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone.
Now a hit and a loose football.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Tackle made that time by B.J. Hill.
You talk about this Bengals defense.
And this unit, very tough to throw against, currently second best in the NFL.
And, hey, they were stingy in the opener. Didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into week 2 saying, hey, let's see if we can do even better. Let's go ahead and get to that #1 spot.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. And this is going to be pulled in by the tight end Andrews. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Now it's Jackson. Looking for White, and he finds him. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. An excellent gain, 35 yards. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up.
That's a great run right there on first down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Now, that was a little too conservative for my liking. It's only 2nd down, and they try to run the sneak. Give credit to the defense. They pushed them back and set up 3rd down.
And such a good drive. You'd hate to have it end in 3. Do you think about going for it?
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that they moved the ball so well should lead you to the decision that maybe we should go for it right here. Also, as a head coach, show some confidence in your team. Let them know you think they can go get it.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal. And the Bengals are going to get the football back.
On 1, ready?
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. A little short pass. This is Everett. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
11.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards. Now, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down.
12. 11. 12.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
So on 4th down, on is Brad Robbins to punt for the Bengals.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us. No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so. But maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
And 22 more yards there and another first down.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Throw right side, he's complete to Andrews, his tight end. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. To throw again is Jackson. Escapes the defender. Touchdown! Zay Flowers. His third touchdown now on the year.
And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Here we go.
And they've got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way downfield if they so choose.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow.
And that's going to be incomplete.
I have to give some credit to the defender on that one. He read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Here we go.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Burrow. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
And Burrow going to change the play.
Eleven mighty. 11 mighty.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Jackson.
Yet again, targeting and finding Mark.
And he lost the football.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
So the opposite of what they envisioned when they left that locker room, a turnover on the opening drive of this third quarter.
I like your identification there because that's exactly what they discussed in the locker room before they came out on the field. Let's get the ball, let's go down and score, put some points on the board and feel good about it. Not an insurmountable lead, but definitely not how they saw it at halftime. Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They go play action with Burrow. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw.
Eluding the pressure right, and he'll just get rid of it.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football to places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 10.
11, 11, 11, 11.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
11, 11,
In motion left is Higgins. On 3rd down, Burrow. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase,
23 yards for the touchdown.
and the Bengals are able to stretch out their lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this is caught at the 5. And he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping.
There he goes left side. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 49 yards.
This play is a thing of beauty when it works as designed because they let the running back slip out of the backfield and head down the sideline on a wheel route. Number one, it's easy for him to get lost. And number two, really tough for the linebacker to run with him. And this ball's right on the money and leads to a big play.
Jackson on first down. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
That is incomplete.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
On second down, Eckler.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Jackson now. Flushed out right.
Oh, poor decision there, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Bengals are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. The last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense.
Here we go.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Here we go. 11, 11, 11.
Burrow on 3rd down.
Open man is Duvernay.
Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Always important as a defender on 3rd down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the first down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
MT tank. 11 MT tank.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Play action. It's Burrow.
Got a man open. It's Chase. Down the sideline he goes.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
Jamar Chase
with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Bengals will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
This offense certainly looking a lot more comfortable here at home. They lost last week in the opener on the road, but there's something about that home opener makes you feel more settled.
Yeah, I wish we could quantify it, too, because you're playing the same game. The field's the same, size.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. but an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust?
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take the blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
Down at the 25.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Here we go.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 8.
Burrow on play action. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game.
Here we go, here we go.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal.
This to make it a 3-score game late.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Play action. Now Jackson. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 44-yard line. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
To throw is Jackson. And he coughed it up.
Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal?
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
Logan Wilson, the one who got in there and dropped him to the ground.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Escaping the pressure right. And he gets it down to the 32. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Ravens go for it but come up empty. And the Bengals will get the football back. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race.
Joe Mixon.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
Joe Mixon.
He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. McPherson on for the point after.
And they open the lead up now to 25 points.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
16 more on that one and another first down. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline, because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stick.
And in for the Ravens touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Ravens are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the fourth quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Gun.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. at their own 42. They try to eat some clock with Mixon.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 55 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. On third down, Mixon. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle.
Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
One last shot for Jackson. Complete to Wright. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for Cincinnati, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they will fall to 1-1. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.